A very warm welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. My name is Michelle de Klerk, and I'm the founder of the Women's Chapter. And today I am joined by three incredible founders, all of whom are very prominent in the beauty and wellness sectors in the UK. I'm very, very honored to have them as part of the Women's Chapter community and to be able to champion their brands and do my bit to shout about the incredible work that they do. And today we are going to be talking about the very important topic of aging without compromise. And so I would like to hand over to each of our speakers to introduce themselves. We've got Lisa Franklin from Lisa Franklin London, Debbie Wheeler from Selaura, and Karen Cummings-Palmer from 79 Lux. Can I ask each of you, starting with Lisa, to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your business? Lisa, go ahead.
Absolutely. So I'm Lisa Franklin, founder and CEO of Lisa Franklin, award-winning luxury skin clinic and flagship in Knightsbridge. We have residencies in Soho House and the Berkeley Hotel and many more to come. We are home to award-winning skincare, and we bridge the gap between ethical luxury, sustainable skincare. We are effective but never invasive, and we believe in healthy aging. And that's, over to you, look beautiful ladies.
Debbie, can I ask you to go next?
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much for having myself on and Selaura. So I'm Debbie Wheeler. I am co-founder of Selaura, and we have developed a female health supplement which is designed to support women in their 40s and beyond during times of hormonal change, perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. And we are a one-stop solution. We have 12 ingredients, all of which have been through, which is quite unusual in the supplement industry, have been through clinical trials, so and proven to work, all at optimal dosages, so that you get the highest amount of bioavailability in the body. So we have we're about not even a year old yet, so we're still finding our feet in the industry, but watch this space. So we're getting really good feedback. We get great feedback from the customers that are taking Selaura at the moment. That's Selaura in a nutshell.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Can I hand over to you, Karen?
Hello, Michelle. Thank you so much. Karen Cummings-Palmer. I work in health and nutrition. I specialize in age management. Age management because I had the pleasure and the challenge of turning 40 while I was living and working in Los Angeles. And I wanted to, I was like, I'm not neurotic, but I am vain. How can I work on my own aging in a way that is holistic and natural? And I wanted to really be able to support my clients to do the same. I work with exceptional supplementation, topical facial skincare, and what I found was missing in my own personal toolkit was an exceptional product for the body. So I created 79 Lux that launched 3 years ago, which is intentional body care using the sorts of game-changing ingredients from things like copper peptide to hyaluronic acid that you'd find in the best facial skincare for the body.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Karen. So those that have joined us today, as I'm sure you would have gathered now, we have three experts with us to talk about how we can care for the skin on our faces, our bodies, but also touching on our nutritional health and the holistic approach to aging in a healthy way, but in a way that is a good fit for us and makes us feel good. So I would like to ask each one of you, because I think aging without compromise is open to personal interpretation. Mm-hmm. I would love to hear your thoughts on what does it mean to age without compromise on your terms. Lisa, can I start with you? And Absolutely. Feel free to kind of add into one another's contributions as well, everyone. So Lisa, go ahead.
Well, it's such a beautiful subject, really, and because ultimately you can't stop the aging process, which we all know, but you can age in a healthy way, and that's actually, to reduce the outward signs whilst always looking radiant no matter what age. And I think that's the ultimate message here for all of us actually coming together, whether it's nutrition or, supplementation. I just feel that we all need to embrace aging as a sort of healthy aging, because obviously, I don't like the word sort of anti-aging. It is about healthy aging, and being confident with it. There's been so many scientific advances in the past few years, both in terms of non-invasive treatments and active product ingredients, and that's what blows me away, being a product developer. We obviously manufacture our own products, and I feel very privileged, so all the formulas are my own. And that takes credibility. It takes a long time to do something well. It's very easy to put your name on something, but it's very hard to do something that's with such credibility and purpose.
We've lost Lisa there for a second. Debbie, should we go on to you? Oh, sorry, Lisa, we lost you there. I think your reception dropped out. Debbie, can I hand over to you so long?
Yes, certainly. So for me, aging without compromise. Aging without compromise for me is being the best version of yourself, both physically and mentally, making your own well-being and your health the priority. Because I think when you're feeling good, you look good, and it's about taking control. Taking control and own the life stage that you're actually at. I was hankering out. I looked at photographs of myself. I kept looking at them from sort of 10 years ago. And I'd look at them now, and every photo I had taken up, I hated it. I was like, that doesn't look like me. Well, it did look like me. It was just that I needed to catch up with how I was now. And I think once you actually accept that, then I feel you're more comfortable then with your own aging process and just live the lifestyle, live the age that you're at, because we can't, as Lisa was saying, we can't turn back time. We're human beings. We're part of the natural world. We all age, but it's doing it to the best of our abilities to keep ourselves happy and healthy. And I think when you're happy and healthy on the inside, you're happy and healthy on the outside.
I definitely agree. I think that if you feel good, you exude confidence, and you look good, regardless of your age. It's about that kind of vitality that you exude when you feel good in your own skin and your body feels healthy. So yeah, thank you for that, Debbie. Karen, I see you nodding.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with everything that both Lisa and Debbie have said. And, like Lisa, I don't like to use the expression anti-aging. It's the ultimate anti, right, without the pro. There is no way to stop the clock that we want. So I think, I talk a lot about age management, because I do think that, I talk also about the currency of youth. And I think we have to be honest, there is something about that sort of plump, youthful thing that is absolutely beautiful. But there is also currency in age. There is also a wisdom, a humility, a grace that can only come with age. So we have to embrace both of them. We have to, it's all good, right? Whichever stage you're at. But certainly when you are going through the aging process, I think that, so many women, frankly, they don't mind about the odd fine line. It is the loss of their former selves that they have a problem with. It is when they look in the mirror and they don't recognize themselves. Their body seems completely alien. And I think that if we manage the process through great nutrition, supplementation, topical skincare, attitude, thought, physical exercise, when we manage the process, we really can continue to glow as we grow. And so that we can all stop saying, she looks good for her age. No, she looks good, full stop. Right? Yeah. I think that is ultimately where we want to get to. That is aging without compromise for me.
Totally agree.
Do you think, because all of you work with women, and I know, Karen, you work with men and women, but you have a lot of female clients as well. Do you think there's been a shift in terms of how women are embracing the inevitability of aging? Because it seems, certainly from a media perspective, that there is a lot more awareness and more pro-age conversations out there. Has that been?
Yeah, I absolutely think there is more push. I think things are improving. I think we still have a long way to go, but I think things are definitely moving in the right direction. You've got, I mean, just in the Times just this weekend, Andy McDowell talking about embracing her greys. That I am not yet ready to embrace, by the way. But I think that there are, we're definitely moving in the right direction. Now, I will say that a lot of women doing this have a lot of agency, right? So let's not get carried away. These women that are already hugely successful, that have a huge amount of power and agency over their own lives. But certainly, I think as we celebrate individuality in every form, age is part of that. So it's definitely getting better.
Absolutely. I mean, being unapologetic for aging, I mean, come on, being proud of aging, it's a positive, and it's about time the narrative was changed. So I'm proud to be part of the movement and reclaiming aging. I think, obviously we all share this, and I think it's such a beautiful thing.
Well, and I mean, certainly from my perspective, I think there's also, as you get older, you become more accepting of it. Like, I think when I was in my early 20s, I thought 40 was really old. But somehow when you get there and you don't feel that much different to how you felt in your 20s, you might have a bit less energy or whatever, but you benefit from all of the wisdom and life experience that comes with that you realize that actually it's just a number a lot of the time. And like you were saying, Karen, if you do manage the process by feeding you and nurturing yourself, you can maintain a really high level of vitality regardless of your age.
But we also have many more tools. So I do think that, yes, there is this thing about, our grandparents always used to say, you don't feel so different as inside. But I do think that life has changed. We have so many more tools, so many more ways to equip ourselves to manage the process. But also it's also about attitude, right? It's also about environment, it's about culture. I mean, I think that 50 looks very different depending on where you live. It looks very different in the destination cities of London, New York, and Los Angeles than it might do in the middle of the country. So I think it is not only changed in our generation, and the generations either side, but I think it also is different depending on your environment.
I mean, I agree. Treating aging as part of our overall healthy lifestyle is key. I mean, this is the.
Oh, sorry. Comes up on my computer. I think I'd have to just switch it off.
So, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying there, Lisa. I think for me as well, I think it's definitely a holistic approach. It's the diet, it's the exercise, it's what we can put, the nutrition that we can put into the body, that we can put onto the body, onto the face. It's getting out in the fresh air, taking the exercise. It's taking ownership, I feel, of how you want to feel and how you want to appear. And also, I think if you it's the mindset. If you start to feel that you're aging and you feel old, your body is going to start to look and feel old. I think it definitely put that positive mindset on there and just embrace it all holistically. And just do, as you say, there are lots more tools out there now, and there's a lot more information. We all have a lot more choice than, say, our parents and our grandparents had. So I just, seize every opportunity and live how you want to live.
But it's all about education, isn't it? This is the thing. And as soon as they can establish a lifetime skin care routine or like a nutritional kind of understanding and appreciating actually that quality is important. It's not about consumption. So actually, again, then it's a positive because we're saving the planet. Less is more for everything. It is that 360 approach. So it is about kind of shopping seasonally. It is about what goes in, and that's the thing. It's about that whole skin health as a whole. It's not just about topical products. It is actually about being a nutritionist as well. It's very much about kind of what goes in. So I often have these conversations with my clients. It's interesting, really. If you didn't eat or drink, how would you feel? And actually they just look at me and I'm like, well, your body would start shutting down. You wouldn't feel that great, would you? No energy. And then and it's just like, oh, Lisa, I've never really thought of it like that. So it is really about education. That's why we need to champion this message, and kind of this movement is so positive on our sort of expertise, and kind of surrounding ourselves and helping as many people as we possibly can.
That leads really nicely, Lisa, into the topic of nutrition being such a cornerstone of age management. And I know, Debbie, that you've got some elements to add on because you're very passionate about gut health. But Karen, I wonder if I could start with you to perhaps share some insights, or maybe some advice around how we should be nurturing ourselves from a nutrition perspective in terms of aging.
Yeah, I mean, of course, one could go on forever, right? And I believe in bio-individuality, and we also am really big on working within the context of somebody's lives. What can they do? What can they invest in, both in terms of money and also time? But I mean, just really simplistically, glycation, sort of excess sugar formation in the body, is going to break down elastin and collagen, right? That's what holds everything up. So if we can reduce our refined sugar, which also helps boost our inflammation, right? Stress, refined sugar, highly processed foods. So if we can reduce our glycation, reduce our inflammation, Debbie can talk more to specific supplementation, but there's loads of supplementation that can help. But just even if you don't go there, even if it's just with your basic diet, reducing your refined sugars, reducing highly processed foods. And by that, I don't mean, let's not give up good in pursuit of perfection. I'm not talking about something in a tin. I'm talking about fully packaged, fully formed, highly processed food, which also does sometimes have its place, right? Somebody's really sick, they're elderly, they can't, sometimes you need a box. But for most of us, most of the time, we need to avoid highly processed food. We need to avoid refined sugar. And obviously, no one should smoke, right? Excess alcohol, excess caffeine. But, we can also make sure we're adding in things. And again, one could go on forever, but just a few things you just want to make sure you're having in your diet on a daily basis. Berries, I'm a huge fan of berries, particularly blueberries. Very low on the glycemic index, which means they won't spike your blood sugar. Really rich in antioxidants, particularly lots of great things in there, that compounds in there that are very good for the skin. So, getting berries in pretty much daily, getting good fats in, embracing your nuts, your avocados, your good fats, getting enough protein, and that doesn't necessarily have to be animal or fish. And certainly from a holistic planetary perspective, we all need to be eating less of that, but just sort of getting your amino acids in, and of course plenty of greens and vegetables. I do supplement. I believe in supplementation, not because we cannot get everything from our food. In theory, we can, but we don't. I certainly don't. The soil is depleted. Most of us are not cooking every single meal. So I do believe in supplementation. I take about 10 things. Then, of course, just the simple act, and I say yes, even cooking for one, of having some control over your food, learning to cook a few sort of, really simple dishes, delicious nutrition, and practice that on a daily basis. And one thing that we can do that's just incredibly simple, because of course we are what we eat, but only if we digest it first, is chew each mouthful 25 times.
It's such age-old advice, isn't it? But it's such good advice. And I think so many of us, in the rush of life, we neglect that. We neglect sitting down at a table, chewing, not looking at our phones when we eat, all those kinds of things that take away from all the important parts of eating and fueling your body. So thank you for mentioning that, Karen, because I think it's also something that I often forget. I was trying to teach my kids to do that, to chew their food. Debbie, can I ask you to contribute to that? Because you can touch on the gut health element
So, and as Karen said, in an ideal world, we should be able to get all our nutrients from our diet. But quite rightly, we're not living in an ideal world. And if for most of the time you can have that healthy, holistic, balanced diet, then that's great. But there are stressors in the world, and stresses in our lives, and it's about trying to sort of manage those. And if with the gut, so I truly believe that sort of it all starts with the gut. So if you have got a really healthy, balanced gut, then you're better then to be able to absorb the nutrients that you're putting into your body. So this is why, and as Karen was saying, sort of have a good all-round diet. I always sort of say I'm a vegetarian, so I do eat the rainbow. I really do. But if you can sort of get in your antioxidants and your anti-inflammatories, then you are then better equipped to absorb the nutrients that you're eating. And certainly the supplements. There's no point taking a supplement if if sort of you're adding, I always say to people, people will take supplements, but that, and then half a bottle of red wine at night, it's not going to work. You have to do the whole holistic thing. It's the diet, it's the exercise, it's, and trying to find fun in your life, sort of get out in the fresh air, talk to friends, just approach it as an all-round holistic approach. So, and sort of back to the supplements, we, as we're saying, that most of the supplements you can get in your diet, but there are supplements that sort of we don't naturally take in our diet. Like we have adaptogens. So in our supplement, we do have the adaptogens, which sort of are your non-toxic plants, so the compounds found in plants, and they aid the body to resist stressors. So they give you that support mechanism, and sort of back to the not anti-aging, the healthy aging that we're talking about. The adaptogens can just create that homeostasis, the balance within the body. And if we're less stressed, the easier it is for the body in sort of which particular age group we're in.
Thank you.
I think,
Lisa, go ahead.
I think, like Karen was saying, everything's a habit, and it's just creating more positive habits for everybody. Mm-hmm. So it is incorporating things into your lifestyle. So, supplementation, I mean, again, there's a lot of people that don't believe in supplementation. Now I do, but again, it's the right quality of supplementation. So again, it's seeking the best advice, because you could take all these supplements and it just passes straight through your body because your body can't retain it because it doesn't need it. So again, the considerations, like if you're unsure, one, seek an expert advice. Secondly, I think like we do offer a service in the clinic actually, and it's been really welcomely received. It's like a DNA swab, and then it identifies, it's a very informative report, but it identifies kind of your areas where you do need to supplement. So for example, myself, iron, D3, because my body just can't retain it. So, and actually the noticeable difference by taking it for myself is incredible. So I'm a perfect case study. So, and pre and probiotics, gut health is absolutely something I champion and something I roll out with all clients. I should actually have my own supplement, but I don't, because I do very well. But again, and then going sort of linking this now into this kind of skincare, it's like start by protecting your skin from environmental pollutants, especially UV. I mean, that's the worst thing for aging. Everybody loves the sun. Of course, we all love the feeling of that warmth and that kind of feeling that it gives us, and it definitely picks us up. We all need it, but it's about being responsible. Your skin, protect it from the environmental pollutants, especially like UV, but ingredients such as vitamin C, appreciating, getting onto vitamin C and retinol, eating healthy, keeping active. You wouldn't go to the gym once, would you, and expect an instant result? It's the same with skin. So you need to be consistent with your skincare. Invest in good quality products. invest in good quality supplementation, be consistent. Again, it's all about habit. Regular maintenance will provide results and assist with healthy aging, and that's the thing. And then, you know, it leads into what we're talking about today, the confidence that it will bring. You know, skin confidence is, I mean, I'm a rosacea sufferer from a child, so I know firsthand how it feels to be unconfident and uncomfortable. So I have, as you know, quite a story, but you know, we don't want to compromise, you know, and this is the ultimate thing. We all need to kind of support, get behind, and help kind of change this kind of narrative to, you know, that healthy aging, you know, you know, yeah, and appreciate the importance of a facial, actually, because it's like going to the dentist, but of course much more pleasurable. But you know, really valuing the fact that you're improving your skin health, so body, you know, everywhere. You know, it's about self-care, self-appreciation, respect to the self. Do it only for you, and then obviously everybody around you, you know, obviously reaps the rewards as well, because you're happier ultimately. So yeah, I mean, just to add a little something there.
Karen, I'd like to give you an opportunity to tell us about the importance of body care, because 79 Lux has been specially formulated to help people take better care of the skin on their bodies. So obviously, I think there's a lot of focus on us looking after the skin on our faces. But can you tell us about why it's so important for us to look after the skin that largely people might not be able to see?
Yes, so thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I feel like taking care of the skin beneath the neck has become increasingly important and increasingly interesting with everything we've been through over the last couple of years. It's like, you know, if we're really truly invested in holistic health, then surely the stuff that not everyone is seeing has to be as important as the skin above the neck. But also, I mean, to be honest, it's a little bit of an idea whose time had come, right? A lot of companies hadn't really taken body care very seriously because, frankly, by the time a lot of people were very focused on it into their 40s and 50s, they were covering up anyway. And perhaps, you know, I'm possibly the first generation of women where many of us are, you know, we're roughly the same size that we were in our, you know, in our 20s and 30s. We have actually quite similar lifestyles and therefore maybe want to wear the same clothes. In my case, I literally have many clothes that are 15 and 20 years old that I love and I still want to wear. So so we've suddenly become conscious of, you know, showing the skin. And a lot of people, you know, they do a bit of Pilates, do a bit of yoga, they have a bit of information about nutrition. So a lot of people are still in really good shape, but they haven't taken care, they haven't paid attention to the skin on their bodies. So I really wanted to sort of focus on that piece, but also from a, you know, being very invested and interested in nutrition and the role that nutrition has on beauty and really, you know, the understanding of beauty from the inside out. When you are thinking about a product that you're applying to your entire body, a large area of skin, I was just really interested in superfood, skin nourishing ingredients that really, you know, really are designed to feed the skin. And we're not 100% natural by any means, but we are about, for the plant-based ingredients that we're getting, let's get organic where possible, wildcraft where possible, the very best quality ingredients available. But also, you know, chemicals have their place, and sometimes you want some lab-based, science-backed you know, skincare ingredients. So we have created, and, you know, like Lisa, we're very happy to have had, it's our own formulations. You know, we've created skincare that really is a wonderful alchemy of natural organic ingredients and science-based skincare ingredients, like things like copper peptide squalane, you know, hyaluronic acid, although, you know, our squalane is actually olive derived, but we really wanted to put these ingredients in our formulations in quantities that count, because we're also looking at, you know, age spots on the skin. People are concerned about fine lines, they're concerned about firming, they're concerned about obviously the skin tone and the skin texture in the same way that they are on the face. So we put those game-changing ingredients right up there in quantity that count. And also we wanted it to be a very pleasurable experience. So, things feel nice, things smell nice. And we were also very interested in how they were packaged. So we put them in black violet biophotonic glass, which not only do I think looks quite nice, but preserves the life force of the ingredients.
Thank you. And I'm a massive fan of 79 Lux, and it's been a game changer for me to see the difference in my skin when I started to really kind of look after it and look after it in a way that I look after my face. And I'm a massive fan of Lisa's facials as well. I think they're the best facials in London. So if you haven't had one yet, you need to go and have one. Lisa, to that point, actually, would love to have your thoughts around the topic of fillers and injectables, because I'm sure that you have a lot of people who come to you for treatments who have had them or are considering them, and you have quite a strong stance on that. So I would love to give you an opportunity to share it.
I do actually, because I'm really comfortable in my own skin, and I just want people to not to be pressured, and no, I prefer a different way, a more honest way of enhancing someone's natural beauty. I really will stand by that, and I know I'll never go off piece, because because I know firsthand what it's doing to people actually. But I have seen some of the effects of invasive procedures that have gone wrong. And these processes have created a particular look, which I don't associate with a healthy lifestyle. I'm going to be honest. Science, what we need to really understand and appreciate, science has advanced in so many ways that is now possible to offer non-invasive treatments, provide great results, and to treat the modern day concerns, and that fit in with a healthy aging concept. And I think that's maybe the key message here, and standing by that, because men and women, all ethnicities, all ages, because I think there's a movement of people starting really young, and I'm going to stand by what I really believe in. Don't freeze it, feed it. Like Karen said, and Debbie, it is a very holistic approach here. The message is very holistic, and science is, we're finding science out that was like from our ancient Egyptians. It's just, and it's all coming to the forefront now, and I feel so privileged to be part of that. To have our laboratory and to kind of work in it, and to see and make real kind of products, that actually work, medical grade ingredients. I mean, the results we see in clinic, and to be a founder, but to be so hands-on, people are often surprised actually how hands-on I still am, because I love it. I'm so passionate about making a difference in people's lives and making them feel not good, but great. So really getting behind that message of healthy aging, but that 360 approach from the nutritional side as well, so I'm a qualified nutritionist, but I don't practice as a nutritionist. It's really just to add value to my clients, and that's really important to me, and I think we all share that. So I hope that answers it.
Yeah, no, that does. And I think, because you and I have had lots of conversations about this, and I think it's also important just to add that a lot of the people that come to you have had some or other treatment or injectable, whatever, and there's no shaming associated with that.
No, we complement it. And then when they find us, they kind of slowly stop having it actually, which is not by any means us being negative or making them uncomfortable, because we're not negative in the slightest. It's just about giving them options, right? That's the thing. It's about, look, there's other alternatives available for you. This might suit you, and there's no pressure. Let's complement it. Let's work with what we've got and go from there and see how they get on. And they can make their own choices, right? We're adults here.
Debbie, can I ask you to comment on the link between hormone changes and the aging process? Because you work with a lot of perimenopausal and menopausal women, and your supplements are designed to support women at that stage of their lives. Can you just sort of touch on that link between the changes we start to see physically when our hormones change?
Yes, so perimenopause, I would sort of describe perimenopause as a period of transition. So you've got your fluctuating hormones. So you've got your estrogen levels and sort of other hormones as well. So they fluctuate. So they're not at that stage. They're not just sort of on a downward trajectory. So you get the fluctuations, the rise and fall, the rise and fall. But then gradually, as you sort of go through your perimenopause and head towards menopause, then yes, the estrogen levels, they do drop. And this sort of leads to sort of the what we would call cellular aging, and and it's not just, well, let's just face it, it's not just sort of women going through perimenopause, menopause. We all age cellularly, men, animals. But this can lead to sort of the different symptoms that people can experience throughout perimenopause. You have the vasomotor symptoms, you have the hot flushes, disrupted sleep. Some people feel quite anxious, brain fog. That's something that, it can affect quite a lot of people. And your bone density and sort of loss of skin elasticity. The hair starts maybe thinning. The fat deposits in the face maybe sort of deplete. So all of these things, just gradually, they're not, and we all experience different level. Our perimenopause and menopause time, we're all individuals. So what one woman may go through, another may not. Some people experience the more extreme symptoms, some people don't. But what we wanted to do was to offer the support. So we sort of did a lot of research, and we looked into the ingredients that we wanted to use to combine in our supplement. And we decided that they had to be clinically proven. They had to have been through the clinical trials and testing, so that we made sure that, they were going to work. We made sure that it was, as I said previously, they had to be at the highest bioavailability for the body. And we also don't believe that if you're going to put a supplement into the body, we don't have any fillers. There's no bulking agents, no fillers, no colorants. Not wrapped up in a pretty thing of titanium dioxide. It's what you're getting in our supplement is actually the pure ingredients. But sort of with this, we feel it's just offering that the layers of support. So it's just helping ease through the perimenopause, the menopause. Instead of, hitting the ground with a hard bump, we're just kind of helping to give a little bit of a softer landing. But the feedback that we get, we have amazing feedback. Sort of people definitely in the area of sleep, libido, hair. We had one lady who shared her before and after photos that we hadn't realized it was her hairdresser actually that had started doing this, and the difference from with her taking Selaura, because it's so nourishing. It's a very nourishing and rejuvenating supplement. It just gives you that support that you can use either in place of HRT, you can use it alongside HRT. It's very safe to do so. But yeah, it was all about just supporting us through that time of hormonal change.
It's been really interesting listening and kind of talking about these different elements, because I think, and I may well just be speaking from a personal perspective, but I think often when I feel old, it's because I may have not been paying attention to what I'm putting into my body from a nutritional perspective, or what's happening with my hormones. And I think it's really positive that there's been so much more awareness around hormonal changes, and that women, and particularly in the media, influencers and journalists are talking, actresses are talking about it more, and raising awareness for this. The way that we feel may not necessarily just be down to aging. It's because there are other things going on that actually we do have some level of control over, or that we can take control of, and ultimately feel better. And it's the same as what you were saying, Karen, kind of, that holistic approach to really thinking about what you put in your body, And Lisa, you saying, having a facial, it's like going to the dentist. I love that, because it is about prioritizing self-care. And all of these are building blocks for effectively managing the aging process, rather than trying to reverse it or having unrealistic expectations about what we can do to look and feel better. It's just really kind of about each one of us having that proactive approach to managing the process. And I would love to ask your thoughts on how mindset plays a role in that, because again, through everything we've gone through with COVID, there's been this kind of awakening to the importance of mental health and an acknowledgement around how many people suffer from varying degrees of mental health issues. But how important is mindset to the aging process? Karen, can I start with you?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think our collective mindset is really important. And I think as a society, we really have to start embracing people of all ages. But certainly personally, I think that the idea, I think sort of not stopping things, so you might change the way that you go dancing. You may not go dancing in a hot, sweaty nightclub, but if you love to dance, you must continue to dance. I frankly prescribe dancing every single day in my living room or the kitchen, or I just say to my clients and my friends, just crank up the music and have a bit of a dance. But I think not stopping the dancing, not stopping the movement, not stopping the connecting with community is really important. But I think that genuinely, if we can really, when people very kindly say things like, "Oh, you look really, you look good," and I'll sort of say, "Well, I had another year to work on myself. I had another year to discover the best ingredients, the best supplementation, the best nutrition that really works for me." So if we can really start thinking about aging in the way that we think of, so many things are better with, so many things have value as they age. But if we can truly sit with that, and maybe we do have to slightly fake it till we make it, right? You're not automatically going to think, oh, it's going to be great, being 50 or 60 or 70 is great. But if we can really sort of sit with that and think about the positives that come with age, I think that's really helpful. And, I talk about, a little bit of vanity as being a good thing. I think that being, interested in how you look is not a superficial thing. I think it can be a very positive thing. But it's all about context, right? It's all about how we frame it. I think if we think about, our body, the exterior, as, the housing of our soul, right? Because what's going on inside is ultimately way more important. If we can think about our health and our wellness and our self-care, I don't really like that expression, but our self-care routines to fuel our passion and our purpose, so that we don't sort of sit around navel gazing, worrying about what we look like for hours and hours and hours. We just sort of get up, we have our daily rituals, we have our things that support all the other stuff that's ultimately important. So I think sort of, reframing how we think about everybody else's age, then ourselves, and then the things that are going to help us manage that so that we can just get on with everything else is really key.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lisa, can I ask you to add any thoughts you may have on the mindset piece? Because you are a very positive, get up and go kind of person. So it would be good to have maybe some advice.
Mm-hmm. Keep it healthy. I mean, absolutely. Like, I live by, I'm very lucky because I do feel very privileged because I do have a natural energy. It is easy for me to get up in the morning and to feel positive. But I'm aware that obviously not so many, there's a proportion of people out there that it's not so natural. So it's about us coming together as a community to help people. So keep it healthy. A beautiful, radiant complexion, no matter your age, is always attractive. And knowing that your skin is the best it can be gives you that confidence too. Skin confidence radiates through, but it's still you, just a more confident version without the need for chemicals in your face that are, like non-invasive ways to achieve a desired effect. I don't think that I've discussed enough. We mentioned before, it is about education. So, and actually, I think society is more open to aging than 10 years ago. scientific advances we've all mentioned in our own sort of way, promoting older celebrities, which I think is super positive, promote healthy aging, keep promoting a beautiful older women like Helen Mirren, Judi Dench, even the Queen. It's all these are positive kind of messaging, you know, and I feel it's really refreshing. You know, the movement at the moment. I mean, I certainly enjoy that. So yeah, Debbie.
And Debbie, I know that you are a big advocate of kind of setting yourself up in the morning by getting out into nature. Can you tell us about that and the link to mindset for you in that sense?
Yes, yeah. So I'm very much, I love surrounding myself in the natural world. It's what makes me happy. So yeah, absolutely. Just being outside, immersing your senses, you know, smell the air, you know, the earth, and you know when it's just we live in Scotland, so you'll know when it's rained, you get it rains a lot. You know, that fresh smell you get from the earth, and you know, just let all your senses feel outside. You know, listen to the birds. Just get out there, have a really good walk. Let the sunlight, you know, that again, Scotland, when we get it, you know, just sort of, you know, let the fresh air get into your mind, onto your body, into your skin, and just get out there. And it's very much so. I think that if you get up and start, just crack on with your day. And this was the whole idea again behind Selaura. We wanted people to be able to just, you know, take the supplement and then just crack on with life, because life, you know, we're always being thrown little curveballs in life, and it's a case of if you can really just get past whatever it is that's just holding you down, and I know it's not easy, you know, we've all maybe had times where you just think, oh, you feel like the weight of the world's on your shoulders, but if you can just get past that and as you say, get out in nature, appreciate what you have around you, it does help. It just lifts you that little bit, and then you can just face the challenges that are coming your way for the rest of the day.
Thank you so much. We are at time, actually. It's been so wonderful talking to you all. Before we end off, I would like to just give each of you a couple of seconds just to share any updates or news about your respective products or businesses that you think everyone should know, or where they can find you. I will also share links in the comments section once this recording has ended. But Lisa, do you have any news you want to share, and where should people find you?
So our flagship is in Knightsbridge, so I mean, we would love to welcome everybody, and we've just gone live with the Berkeley Hotel, which is super exciting. But also we have a resident in Soho House in Oxfordshire, the Farmhouse, and over in Shoreditch. So plenty of locations for people where they live, and there's lots of new exciting, watch this space actually, and then. We've also just launched the world's first rose quartz clay mask. So that is, everybody needs it. It's uber sort of rejuvenating and skin tightening and anti-inflammatory. So I'm really, it's taken me about 7 years to get this right. So I'm really excited to share that. We've just launched, it's called a 7-acid peel complex. Which is a really beautiful at-home kind of professional treatment that everybody can use once a week. So, which is based on my in-clinic version. It's just a reimagined version, and it includes all the AHAs and the BHAs and fruit acids that we all need to improve our skin health. So, yeah, please check the website out, and we're here to answer any questions. We have a beautiful team of skin specialists, and we're here for you. So. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Karen, can I ask you to share where can people find 79 Lux, and if they want to get hold of you for nutritional advice or to work with you from a nutritionist perspective, what's the best way?
People can get hold of me, Karen Cummings-Palmer, KarenCummingsPalmer.com, at Karen Cummings-Palmer on Instagram, and there are so many things that we can, you know, so many, it's completely bespoke. We haven't talked about sleep, our circadian rhythms, so I work with people on an individual bespoke level within the context of their lives. And then 79 Lux is still a very small collection of 4 products. I'm so thrilled to say they're all award-winning and available at Harvey Nichols, 79lux.com, and at Cult Beauty.
Amazing. Thank you, Karen. And Debbie, where should people look for Selaura?
So we are at the moment, we're an online e-commerce business. So Selaura.com, we're on Instagram as Selaura Life. We're also very much, we've built up, we have a really good relationship with our customers. So we get we have lots of people that email us. So you can email us at info@Selaura.com or Debbie@Selaura.com. And we love having sort of the chat and the feedback with our customers. So that's one way to get hold of us if you have any specific questions.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I think, it's really wonderful to know that, because a lot of people, when they start taking a supplement, wonder whether or not they're doubling up on things or if they're taking the right thing. So thank you very much for making yourself available for that. To all of you, thank you so much for your time today. I know that we're almost in the summer holidays and all of us probably need a break. I know I certainly do, but I'm very, very grateful for your time today and your insights and sharing so much of yourselves and your journeys and your businesses. So thank you very much, everyone. To those that have been watching, this will be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel, which also pulls into our website under the events section, but it will also be housed on LinkedIn should you want to go back and watch from the beginning, or if you want to share elements of it from with anyone else. So thank you very much for joining us today, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
You're welcome. Bye.